Hi and welcome. First of all, I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year. I hope it's a year full of a lot of happiness, good health, and fulfillment. The new year is usually a time where we set goals. We have our New Year's resolutions, and that's an amazing thing where we set goals to improve and develop ourselves. If we can continue to do that throughout the year, then that's even better. And that's what I want to talk about today. Not so much about the goals, but about the paths towards those goals and how our emotions shouldn't be tied to the goals, but instead the paths. Too many of us focus on our happiness will come once we achieve those goals, and sometimes we don't, and sometimes, it's a very, very long process and we suffer in the meantime, and we think once we get to that goal, we'll be happy. But I want to talk about why we shouldn't be doing that. There are many, many reasons for that. But before I start, just want to talk about the format of this as well. You'll notice this is just audio. I haven't done a video, and that's intentional. What I'd like you to do is to focus on what I'm saying and not distracted by who I am. With that little hiccup there as well, you'll notice that there will be no editing. It would just be me talking. And again, I'd like it to be in this format because I think it's more authentic and it allows me to talk about what I'd want to, and hopefully it helps you. And if you do have any questions, feel free to put the comments below, but I'll mention that at the end. But getting into what I want to talk about today. So it's about emotions. Too many of us, we spend time in setting our goals and then thinking once we get there, we'll be happy. And a lot of our lives pass by. But don't do that. Don't tie your emotion to achieving goals. There are various reasons for that. One, because the journey is more important. What you're actually doing is most of the time. It's the period of time where you spend in the process and building yourself and developing yourself to be able to achieve that goal. And we don't always get to the goals that we want. Sometimes we achieve other goals that we hadn't even thought about. And sometimes we get close to achieving what we'd like to, but we don't quite get there. So does that mean we never feel happiness? It shouldn't do. What we should be doing is thinking about the process, thinking about the journey, as they say, who you're doing it with, what are you doing in the middle, and that's what's kind of giving you the fulfillment. Let me give you an example. Say you're in a small boat and you're on one side of the lake and you need to get to the other side. In your mind, you're thinking, I need to get to the other side. And as soon as you set off in that boat, let's say it's a paddle boat, you're concentrating and thinking, how do I get to the other side? You can't even see the other side yet, but yet that's all you're thinking. And you'll try and then you'll get to the other side and then you'll think, yes, I've made it. What you'll notice is when you achieve goals, yes, you have fulfillment, you have excitement. However, that's usually quite short-lived, because generally what you do then is you celebrate and you enjoy. Maybe it's for a day, maybe it's for a little bit longer, but then you're thinking, well, what's next? And generally what tends to happen is when you can see that goal in sight, you're already thinking about the next step. What do I do when I get to the other side, when I get to that shore, when I've achieved that goal? What's the next stage? And what can happen is you can spend all that time throughout the lake thinking, what can I do? What can I do to get to the other side? How can I get there quicker? And you will push and you will push and you will focus on that. However, what passes you by is the fact that you are on a beautiful lake, that there is the clear water, there's the gentle breeze, there might be someone in the boat with you, smiling back, an amazing person. You miss talking to them, laughing with them, looking down, looking around, and just enjoying the whole process of getting to the other side. You'll still get to the other side. You'll still make it there. But yet you didn't enjoy this really long process of getting to the other side and seeing the beauty of the actual process. Now, let's say you get to the other side. You've got there. Then what's next? What's the next goal? Let's say you have to walk somewhere, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, oh no, I need to get to where I need to get to. I need to get to that point. And again, you're not enjoying the fact that you may be walking with this person. You could be walking hand in hand, skipping along, seeing the flowers, the sun is out on your face, again, feeling the breeze. And then when you get to where you need to, maybe there's a car. Maybe that takes you to the next place. Maybe it's an airport. Maybe it's from there, it's a space station, and then you're going up to the stars. And that's what kind of signifies our goals. That, yes, there may be the next stage, and next stage, and next stage, and you may end up in outer space. And that's an amazing thing if you can get there. But in every stage, there's always the process of getting there. And that's what you need to enjoy, because there's always another goal to go further, and that is life. So don't forget that if you do set your goals, no matter what they are, think about the path. Are you enjoying what you're doing? Are you enjoying the process? You should be. You should be conscious of the fact that you be there, present and happy as well. Because the goals, yes, achieving them will give you fulfillment, will give you happiness, but it's the process, it's the learning, it's the developing, it's the people that you're doing it with. That's what you need to feel. That's what you need to capture, the magic moments, and be grateful for them as well. Don't expect that life will be easy. There will be some hard parts in those as well. Remember that the people around you give you that support. But you may be thinking, well, in the process, yes, I want to be happy, but sometimes there is suffering. Sometimes, we don't know what the path may hold. We may be going along that path, and sometimes we need to change it. And our goals change in line with that as well. We can't control what is around us. We can't control what incidents happen, or what events happen, or what life may bring our way. Sometimes our paths change for a better. We have an enhancement. Sometimes not so much. So bear that in mind as well. Life we can't control, but we can control what we feel inside, the happiness. So keep that in mind as well. Make sure that you select some amazing goals for 2019. Remember the paths. When you're working towards those goals, every day you should be conscious of the fact that your path is the most important thing. When you wake up, what is it that you're feeling in terms of doing what you need to do? And sometimes it's only for a couple of hours a day, maybe an hour a day, to achieve that goal. But you want to be feeling some happiness, and that may be spending time on a career, a project, a relationship, your physical needs, in terms of exercising, in terms of flexibility, yoga, meditation, whatever it may be. Make sure that when you're doing it, you're feeling happy and you're conscious of the fact of what you're doing. And if you do, a lot of people, what happens is when they miss a day or a couple of days, they say, oh, well, we've messed up now. We wanted to do this, but, we've missed a couple of days. We don't want to continue anymore because we weren't able to pursue our goal. But if you do have those days, that's fine. That's part of being human. We all have those days. But if you happen to miss a day here and there, you're still going to get those days where you do move towards your goal throughout the year. If you mess up, let's say 30 days throughout the year, well, then you've got more than 330 days where you've got it right and you've worked towards that goal. So don't be discouraged by that. Just know the fact that sometimes does happen. Now, coming to the end of this episode, and I'd love to do a lot more, and hopefully you like what I've said here. And some of you may be thinking, well, there's times when I'm working towards my goal, but on that path, there's suffering. I feel the pain, and I don't like it. Well, how do I just create a joyous path? Well, hopefully we can talk about that in the next episode, and there'll be quite a few other things that I would like to talk about. But for now, I'll leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully it gives you a few things to think about. Remember the analogy of the lake. And it doesn't matter how quickly you get on the other side of that lake. I mean, some people may paddle harder. Some people may fashion a sail from some clothes. Some people may have the foresight of finding some oars or making some oars before they even get in because they need to get to the other side quicker. Some people do get to their goals quicker than others. It just depends on various factors. But however you get there, however quick you do it, however efficient you are, however however you do it, just remember, enjoy the process. Because if you don't, then you, you'll be missing out on the happiness of getting to those goals. But keep that in mind. Hopefully you remember that analogy when you're thinking about goals, and when you're achieving them every day. The way I also want to do this is record after a few days. It gives me a couple of days to organize not only what I want to tell you next, but more so to allow you to focus on this. So you hear an episode, and the next day think about it. Listen to it again if you need to. I would actually recommend that, just because what happens is if you just visit it every day, I mean, in this instance, just over 10 minutes, then it will be present in your mind again, especially if you listen to it in the morning. And the day after that, again, it'll be present in your mind. And the more and more you repeat something in your mind, even if it's for a very brief period of time, it starts becoming the focus of your mind. And in this case, if it's, I want to be happy while trying to achieve my goals, then that's an amazing thing. Um, Please do share this with anyone who you may feel could benefit. I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll be tuning in for the next episode. And I hope you have a lovely New Year's, and speak to you all soon. Bye.